Hello, my name is Saad and my roll number is S1482466. Today I'm going to explain my digital forensic assignment, and it consists of two parts. Part A, first of all, I'm going to explain. I have five questions that I answer in my slide. So the first one is like the legal process to start the public care investigation and difference between public and private investigation. So publicly, the case investigation is a crucial step of investigation, primarily in the stage, like it's one of the stage of investigation process in which workers responsible for security get involved, or primary investigation, primary elements of process of investigation, in which particularly the part is finding the um, carriers or the involvements, and there's further steps received wanted individuals, obstruct the criminals, and discovering the question or the eyewitness. So, for the further clues, convincing event sense, cure, conserves, and convey event data towards the agent, for example, shift manager or the central alarm station. So, it's a different steps which are described like which are described further in this slide. And the next step is difference between public and private investigation, in which government agents and police officers are involved in public case investigation. On the other hand, the investigation in private case are not being provided by ready access of government concession about many of us, neither. They always share investigation data and common intelligence to other investigators. Like similarly, the job status of private investigator separately does not situate with the facility of carrying the fire alarms, etc. And the investigator in private investigation pay for their personal equipment, and few among them gets extremely expensive, like video cameras, radios, automobiles, and computer, etc. And the second question is like explanation about the ensure to integrity of the digital evidence before it is transported to the lab. So in this case, if any person feels the issue of their mobile losing or computer damage problem, they can understand how much the digital stored data is sensitive, and they can be deprived very easily. So in this scenario, some organizations such as NIG and SWGD, which are mentioned in the video as well. So these are like best applications in order to like uh, get the data from, like it's a proper way to get the data from the device as soon as the legal authority and the sense has finally got fixed. So all the digitally equipped devices should be gathered. If possible, collect all password, pins and codes from the involved people present, along with the related cables, chargers, manuals, and frizzles, and should also be gathered. So USB disk drives, hard drives, and cell phones, etc. are then investigated in a particularized laboratory by implementation various tools and methods. So the second step, the initial level interviews are required to handle the digital devices with much care as compared to the procedure of general evidence collection, in order to avoid from the activities like static electricity, moisturizer, and high temperature. Because in if it's not secure from this condition, so it's gonna be worse, and maybe it's cause damage to the device, so better to protect in that scenario. So while forwarding this digital evidence towards the laboratory, the digital devices are required to be mentioned with the data type and device is carrying. So the next question is like a forensic acquisition tool listed in the course book. So there the course, like the acquisitions tool which are mentioned in core book, are as follows. Like in their different tools used for distinct purpose. Some are used for developing pictures, and few are used for recovering of information, and few among them are used for finding files from computer, etc. So these are follows, like in case forensic toolkit, PKT forensic, and X-based forensics, and volatility framework exploit. So the next, like FTK imager is able to support nearly every kind of image type that are being used in the market. Some frequently used types are images read format, file system supported, and image creating format. On the other hand, the FTP supported by file system is able to support the following, like CD drive, exFAT, HFC, FAT, 12, 16, and 32, DVD, NTFC, and extension. Like FTK images is able to make the following evidence files format: AFF, RAW, DD, EO1, like SO1 and LO1, ADI. In the end, like discuss the option you have to copy the drive acquisition. So the gathering of data in the forensic question tool is then further stored in the form of an image file or as among the availability format. For those format, two or open sources file. The third one is the proprietary. Every data acquisition tool has its own distinct features. Among the benefits and the drawbacks as mentioned, like raw material and property format, advanced forensic format. They're like it's distributed in raw format and property format, so these are described in the particular slide. So next is evidence forensic format. So recently a new open source acquisition format has been formed by Dr. Silmans. This format carries the following design spec: generally compressed and uncompressed image file, no limitation over disk to image file, for metadata giving space in segmented file, easy design with extendability, and these are some other functionality as well. So the last question for party is explain your plan to acquire the data, while why will you choose a certain tool or method. So there are two types of acquisition: static acquisition and live acquisition. So in static acquisition, computer sees during the process of police raid. For instance, if any computer carries an encrypted drive, live acquisition takes place if password is available. Static acquisition is prioritizing in order to gather digital evidence, although they also have some restriction in few cases, like encrypted drive that is able to be ready only when computer is switched on. It is accessible over network only. Both type of acquisition involves data collection through four ways: disk to image file, generating disk to disk copy, making a local disk or to data, like generating a scarce copy of file or folder. Identifying best acquisition method depends on the situation of investigation. For determination which method of acquisition should be used for investigation, examine the source size, whether you can keep the source disk is a proof. So including the location for acquisition, and very big, like 500 GB or more than that, ensure that you have a target disk that is able to save disk or image or file or a large disk. So these are the references for the data we collected in previous slides, and now it's like part B. So in part B, there is some specific questions which are it's a task to perform, which I performed further. So the part B, in part B, so I'm going to start my task as per required questions. So first of all, there is a folder under name information in the USB drive. So in information folder, uh, it's like forensic recovery for that folder. And first of all, it's under in this file, it's a notepad file with my name and student ID. I need to delete that thing. It's a requirement for first question, and we have to recover that data. So next I use the imager, like FTK imager, for accessing data. As you can see on the screen, I select the file and create a disk image. For further procedure, in which I select a device like a drive, in which, like the USB. Uh, So the image, now I need to select the image destination. It's a RWDD which I select, and under evidence item information I select the case number as 001. You can select any, and unique description under name forensic image for USB file for USB. So next, like image destination, we need to select a location from where we need to extract the data, and as you can see I'm selecting the image, or I'm selecting the drive. So after this, it's in the system. Yes, so I put the image file name for excluding extension under name forensic image for USB. I add in the image destination with the name. Now it start loading the source file and in the particular destination which are assigned, and now it's creating an image. It's in progress. It's gonna take time, as like there is a accept time mentioned here and estimated time as well. So it's in progress. As you can see, image is creating. It's take a while, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, as because of the size of image. So I think so we need to I cut it down, and I cut it down the for like the whole progressing time. So it's nearly finished. Yeah, it's done. And now for like source drive image in the allocated device, in the allocated location, it's copying the data. It's less than 3 GB, and for the verification it's showing the data size. So you can see it's in progress, and images is creating. It's take time because having size of the file. I'll cut it down as well. So it's almost 10%. It's verified. Now it's 11, and okay, I cut it down, and now it's nearly finished. Estimated time is 11 seconds. After this, the image is going to be created for it. Yes, you can see now image is created in MD5 hash and SHA1 hash. There is a bat block list as well, and you can see the hash value in computed and report hash, and verified result is matched from the like created image. And there is a summary for image created by accessibility FTK imager, and these are all information which we required. In SHA checksum, now the folder is created in the allocated drive, and these are the data, the hash value, and the drive model series, and the all USB image size, and the data information. I'm going to use PowerShell ISC for Windows for matching the hash value and for retrieving the main folder of Notepad. You can see I'm selecting the file hash for and getting some location for, should be in the USB. So it's in the user DNYS and slash desktop. Yep, under name information folder txt, because it's a text, a logarithm for SHA1. So now it's create a logarithm with the hash value, and I copied this because we need to match that stuff. So as you can see, I mentioned SHA1. So now it's time I'm generating SHA256 and copy this as well and paste here for confirming. Now I need to match the data hash value. So MD5, so it's the value for MD5. So the hash value calculates before the file is deleted from a USB drive. Now I'm going to verify the hash and all the values from the extracted file from like my physical drive. So it's here we can see, we can verify. So this folder is read, so it's under name so it's under my name and ID, as we can see. So the information text is here. Now to check the hash value is calculated again of USB file. I'm going to verify all the details: SHA1, SHA256 and MD5. So the get file hash for using information text, we can get the new generated MDS and hash value logarithm. As you can see, it's the same as the file deleted before. So it's exactly the same. So if we verify the SHA256, same as well. Now if we put SHA1 for verifying with the deleted one, so the value is exactly same. So as it is shown, hash values are same, so it means data is recovered successfully in designated location. as the information folder under my name and my ID. Thank you for watching the video, and let's prove part B as well.